President Cyril Ramaphosa is visiting the George building collapse site. The president met disaster officials and also with the families of, he will also meet with the families of the victims. SABC News reporter Lerato Fekisi is in George and joins us live, and we cross to that. Lerato, we do see some activity behind you. Perhaps you can update us in terms of what's happened since we last spoke.
Well, a few minutes ago, we just saw the Western Cape Premier, Alan Winde, make his way out. You can see him in shots now. And he was inside with the Minister of Home Affairs, Mr. Ramaphosa, the Minister of Social Development, the Minister of Labour, and of course with the President, Mr. Cyril Ramaphosa. They were meeting with the officials of the Western Cape government just to get an update as to how far the investigation has gone, which departments have done what, to try to get to the bottom of what happened with the George collapse. So it was a closed meeting, not open to the media. But as you see right now in shot, Mr. Thulas, Minister of Labour, is also here, and all the various departments that have been critical in terms of the investigation have been here. You'll understand also that the Minister of Human Settlement, Mr. Sigazgalala, is also here, and he was here last week where he announced that this is actually a third-party investigation, and he did state that the Department of Labour, the contracted developer, the project manager are all part of those that will form part of complying or compiling a document that will speak to the investigation of this case. So right now, the Western Cape Premier, Alan Winde, the Minister of Labour, Mr. Thulas, the Minister of Home Affairs, Mr. Ramaphosa, are all outside waiting for Mr. Ramaphosa to walk out. Once he's walked out, Nastasia, he's going to actually take a walk, which is about a 10-minute walk from where we are. We're at the Civics, we're at the Jog Centre now. When he comes out, as you see him coming out there, that's the President, Mr. Ramaphosa, walking out after meeting with the various officials concerning the George collapse. And he's going to take a walk with the members of the media and take a walk to the actual site where the collapse happened. So you'll see in shot now that's the President is making his way out. So you see in shot now that's the President making his way out, and he's going to take a 10-minute walk, like I said, down the street, which is York Street, and is making his way down. Ultimately, he's going to the site where the tragedy happened 10 days ago. So you see there is Mr. President Ramaphosa. They're greeting some members of the public that have been here, members of the ANC, showing their love and support to their president. And he's obviously now walking with the various officials, both from the Western Cape government and also officials from the Department of Labour and the Department of Human Settlement as well, who, like I said, are part of the third-party investigation that's taking place. So you see in shot that is President Ramaphosa, and obviously walking down the street, and as he's walking, greeting everyone who's excited to see the President here, and using this opportunity to greet him, send their love to him as he makes his way. But ultimately where we are going, like I said, is the site where the collapse took place, and that's where we're walking to right now. We're working our way down. It's about a 10-minute walk. We're not too far now, but he's working his way there, and that's where we are going right now. So you see them in short. That's the President speaking to.
We can have a word with her as well, just to find out regards work department and social development.
That's the President walking down.
Thank you for joining us. It's a sad moment. Very painful for us to witness, but in all possibilities, the families.
Let us now just speak quickly to the Minister of Social Development, who's also here, and find out her views.
Many of them are undocumented, which therefore means they were here probably and do not have documents of IDs. That's the most painful part for us, because we believe that employers must at all times do the right thing. They shouldn't be employing people who we cannot have fingerprints of, we don't have documents of, we have absolutely nothing. Because when a disaster like this happens, we find those that had IDs, it's quick for us to find their families, but the ones who are undocumented, it's hard to find. This actually just points to us for the need for South Africa and private sector business in particular to do the right thing by the law. When Minister Mtwaledi says this is almost...
Well, that was the Minister of Social Development, Melinda Wezulu, just speaking about the issue of a lack of documentation of some of those that are on the site and saying that such things cannot happen because it can't be at a time where such things happen and people have not been properly documented. Like I said, the investigation continues and they're going to try and see, the various departments who are part of this investigation are going to try and see what they can do to come to the bottom of this and to ensure that those that have been held reliable for the scene are brought to book. As you see in shot, that's the President Cyril Ramaphosa still making his way down. We are close to where the site took place, so making our way there now. Let me also see if I can just have a conversation with the spokesperson of the presidency just to perhaps get some feedback in terms of how things went. So from the SABC, just a feedback on how the meeting went. You're happy with the outcome so far?
Sorry?
Just a feedback on how the meeting went and you're happy with the outcome so far?
Well, the president is satisfied with the overall disaster response, and the president takes to heart the manner in which different levels of government and entities have come to work together collaboratively. Sections of the community who have come to assist. It really shows that during times of difficulty and challenges, South Africans are able to come together and work together to resolve whatever challenge that confronts them. And so we're delighted and satisfied with how this disaster was responded to. And all that has to happen now is for us to allow the various investigations that are currently underway to run their course. And we will know at the conclusion of those investigations what really happened and what transpired. But the president was given a full picture of what happened and the manner in which the disaster was responded to.
So there's been a cry that the investigation be speeded up. Is that something the president is going to also put forward?
You have a number of investigations that are going to run simultaneously. And so when people say the investigations must be speeded up, what exactly does that mean? It shouldn't mean that the investigations must be interfered with. We must allow the investigations to run their natural course and allow experts in various areas of these investigations to do their work.
Well, that was a spokesperson in the office of the president just saying that the president is overall happy with the feedback that he has got from the meeting and is going to ensure that investigation does carry on and carries on timelessly to get the bottom of this. You'll see in shot right now some of the residents that also have come out, obviously excited to see their president. So that is the president in shot right now there, and he's going to make his way now to the site where the building collapse took place. And in the background, the people that you hear cheering are residents from George, who obviously are excited to see the president here in George and took this opportunity to come out and also send their greetings to him as well. We are literally a few seconds away now from the site. We're making our way there, where the president will be given an oversight by the head of disaster, and also the MEC of local government has formed part of that as well. They will show him the actual site and give him a brief over the work that's been done there. I think also a great opportunity for him to meet some of the rescue personnel who have been working tirelessly to recover bodies and are obviously the true heroes of the story.
Hello. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Cyril Ramaphosa. Hi, President.
Colin Diner, Head of Disaster Management in the Western Cape.
President, we can show you just around what we've been doing. So if you'd like to step just out of through to
These
here.
people will allow me to step forward.
And perhaps also, Mr. President, that Mr. Diner can show you.
The president just asking that he be given a way to make his way to the actual site. That was the head of disaster in the Western Cape, Colin Diner, and he was also joined by the MEC of Local Development, Mr. Alan Bridle, just saying that they allow the president to now go into the site itself, where he's going to be given an oversight visit, and obviously the media not allowed to go past there, but our cameras will try and show you as much as we can of him at the actual site, and what you see in shot right now is the actual site and the president making his way there as well.
Found coming here, we could actually hear quite a lot of people trapped. We could actually hear them speaking to us. So we marked those areas, and then we started working with our concrete breakers, search equipment, the police's dogs, and we were able to pinpoint people. And then the operation was then to literally break through the concrete. As we got to people, we released them. The emergency medical services was here. The police's forensic people were here as well, and the health people. And then what we did was we removed the victims as they came along. By 18 hours into the operation, which was on the Tuesday afternoon, we'd actually recovered 4 people who were trapped just right across from here behind this TLB. They were actually in a basement. All 4 of them were still alive. So they were the last live people we had up to that point. So we normally, with an operation like this, we decide when do we go over to recovery, because if you've got 5 stories collapsing, it's quite a big thing. So what we then did was we decided to continue looking for live people, because we thought that the area had quite a few openings, and we started searching for the openings. On Saturday morning, we found just late morning, the police dogs indicated to us an area where we heard somebody. We shouted down there, the person shouted back. And then we put teams on top. We broke the concrete open, and then we have a technical listening device which can actually pinpoint where somebody is injured. We asked the person to tap, they tapped back, and then we were able to pinpoint him, and we got him out after 118 hours. Gabriel, that's right, sir.
How old is Gabriel?
I'm not sure, I don't know if he's 32.
Yeah, okay.
So he was actually in quite good shape. We were concerned initially because of the period of entrapment.
That's right. Yeah.
So up to now we've rescued live 29 people. Unfortunately, we've lost people, but the people that we have recovered have had severe injuries. So it wasn't a case of them, actually lying there and us not being able to get to them. I think it's been, for me, the wonderful thing has been the cooperation. It's been the George municipality, the municipal services around here, the province and the national, specifically SABC, were really, really good there with their rescue teams and their canines. So the operation now, what we've done is we've started delayering the building, which basically means we are now lifting the concrete slabs off each other. So it's a very careful job, because we're working with huge machinery very close to potentially where people can be. And so that's something that we're really working on very hard. So what we're trying to do now is open up an area. We then drill holes in there, and then we put the dogs on. If they indicate that they found somebody, we will then treat that area quite carefully, put cameras in, try and pinpoint where the victim is, remove the victim. We then give the forensic pathology services a chance to process that, and then we continue. We believe that we will have the last slab lifted by about tomorrow evening, and then we will then be handing the scene over for the final investigations. Thank you, sir. I'm not sure if you want to see anything further or...
If it's possible.
Right. Guys, can you just move to the side, please?
Just no media behind this point, Colin.
Yeah,
just
sure.
no media behind this point.
Yeah.
So
media just stay this up. Niels Barnard, he's the fire chief of George. He was the incident commander, and from the Department of Health, Richard Burton. He's also one of the commanders. Thanks, guys. Guys, can you just move to the side there, please? To the side. So, I know this is in the way, but down into basement level. Our challenge we have at the moment is the walls of the basement. We just need to make sure that we don't have them collapsing inwards.
Yes.
So we brought all the sand in here now to back up against the walls.
Yes.
Because people have to do a lot of work in there.
Yes.
And then just over the side here is where we are busy excavating the last two floors to be able to then make sure that we've got nobody left in the scene.
But you still have a few people missing.
The way that worked is we asked the developer and all the subcontractors and the survivors to give us numbers of how many people were working where.
Yes.
And they gave us 81 numbers. So that's what we've been working on in terms of numbers. It's not an exact science, obviously.
Of course.
So, but we are using that as our reference point.
Okay.
So we do believe we are, we're closing in and in on everything. So
Yes.
we're not seeing much more victims, and the dogs aren't indicating, but we'll still continue.
Yeah. So there could be some inaccuracies somewhere along the way.
Absolutely. We believe that could be a win.
Figures could be exaggerated.
Exactly, President. I think the thing is we're not sure, obviously, of, there's no registers kept or anything like that.
That's the point, yeah.
That's the problem.
That's the point, yeah.
Right, and these are obviously the teams that have been working since...
Working, I think. Okay. Well done, team.
Is it possible that
Thank you.
come closer for a peek, or that it's not done this side? We could do them a picture with the president.
The machinery is off, so President
Okay,
can go through.
all right.
Yeah, I want to shake their hand.
Okay, we must stop the people here. No.
Well, we have been barred from going that side now, but what you see in shot right now is the President, Cyril Ramaphosa, making his way to the site. This is the closest we have been allowed ever to be at the site, but it is now, he's also getting a chance now. You'll see in shot right now, he gets to meet the rescue personnel. I can imagine what a joy that must be for them to say very well done and a job well done. They have been working tirelessly. This is now day 10. Night shifts coming in at night, coming out in the morning, working tirelessly to rescue bodies, to ensure that they rescue as many bodies as possible. They're really excited when they do rescue someone who is alive, but I think this moment for the rescue workers does mean a lot, because the first time that the head of state comes to them and someone comes and says congratulations for the work that you've done, a selfless job they have as rescue workers and firefighters, but today they get a chance to be greeted by the president, and he's shaking their hands right now and saying well done for the job they have done tirelessly over the past 10 days to try and save as many lives as possible and also take out those that have deceased.
Thank you so much to Lerato Fekisi for guiding us through that 10-minute walk as President Cyril Ramaphosa visits the George Building collapse site.